Tonight, in a whistleblower story you'll only see here on Valley News Live, the North Dakota State College of Science has a reputation of giving quality education at an affordable price. But internally, many faculty members say they're lacking resources in dealing with leadership issues. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz reports.
Markesia Bashir's in her second year at NDSCS. She says she loves to go to school, and professors always go the extra mile for her.
They're always willing to help you in any situation. Even if you're not their student and you're in that cluster of classes, they'll even stop for a second and even help you in their office.
But many faculty members say they're losing resources to help them do a better job. That's why our whistleblower asked us to look into the school's 2016 employee satisfaction survey. The main recurring complaints throughout the survey had to do with either morale, budget, communication between faculty and staff, and leadership. In 2016, overall satisfaction was down to 74% from 79% in 2014. The school's communication department chose not to comment on the survey, but says they're starting a new initiative to open up communication and leadership channels. But students say whatever the professors are dealing with doesn't affect them.
I haven't personally seen it. All my instructors love teaching and they like to improve the education.
It seems to be everybody loves the school. Everybody takes a lot of pride in what they do.
Now, all faculty I've spoken with at this time does not wish to appear on camera for fear of retaliation, but I'm told that they've been doing their research and they found that this school is an anomaly in terms of the work that they put in proportion to the amount they get paid, and they say the president is aware that they're looking into that. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
For more details and numbers on professors' survey remarks, head over to our website at valleynewslive.com. How about that wind? It's got a bite to it. Robert, will it die down overnight?
We will eventually see those winds die down. We'll see temperatures on the chilly side along with those winds creating some cold wind chills this evening. Tomorrow, some warmer weather, but even windier than today. 18 right now in Devils Lake and Langdon, 19 Valley City, 25 here in Fargo, 26 Baudette, 27 in Roseau. Winds still gusty, but not as strong as they were earlier today. They'll slowly subside and eventually shift to the south and southeast as we head towards tomorrow morning. It is creating some single-digit wind chills in many locations. 4 in Langdon and Devils Lake, 9 Thief River Falls and Detroit Lakes, 12 in Bemidji. We have a bit of cloud cover out there, and we'll see some clouds as we head through the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow, but we'll also see a few peaks of sunshine tomorrow, especially across the south. Underneath those clouds, not a whole lot going on, but you could see an isolated flake of snow from time to time. Here in Fargo, we'll continue to see temperatures steady to slowly dropping on off as we head through this evening. As we head through the overnight hours again, those winds shift around, giving us some slightly warmer air as we head through tomorrow. How long does it stick around, though? We'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Robert. The Minnesota State Patrol is investigating after 2 people were killed when their car was hit by a train in Red Lake County this morning. Troopers were called out to the crash around 10:45 near Highway 59 north of Plummer. They say the car was heading east on a private driveway and collided with a train that was southbound. Both the driver and a passenger were killed in that crash. Authorities are waiting to release the names of the victims. A Fargo man has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for scamming Minnesota welfare programs out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. 47-year-old Alfonso Shelby was sentenced in Ramsey County District Court yesterday for using fake identities to swindle more than $300,000 in general assistance and food stamp benefits. Shelby pleaded guilty to the allegations in September. The St. Paul Pioneer Press reports that court records say Shelby used information he collected on a phony survey he then sent to inmates at a correctional facility in Mississippi to create the identities. He was sentenced for identity theft and other related crimes. We're following new developments in the investigation of yesterday's deadly shooting spree in Northern California. Police now say 5 people are dead after a man went on a rampage in his neighborhood. 10 people were injured, including a child who was shot at an elementary school. The death toll went up after police searched Kevin Neal's home and found the body of his wife hidden in a floor. The shooter continued his rampage Tuesday morning, killing 2 of his neighbors before stealing their truck and driving toward a nearby elementary school, shooting randomly at people along the way. School officials heard gunshots and made a critical decision to lock it down, which authorities say saved countless lives. The motive for the shooting is still unclear. Battle lines are drawn as lawmakers debate the Republican tax overhaul plan. It's day 3 of the markup in the Senate Finance Committee, where one big proposed change to the GOP legislation has ramped up a Democratic opposition. Well, Lengi reports from Capitol Hill.
This bill seems to get worse by the hour.
Democrats are protesting a new addition to the Senate tax overhaul bill, the repeal of Obamacaire's individual mandate, which requires Americans to have health insurance or pay a penalty.
I think we can all agree that the individual mandate is a tax.
Republicans argue the repeal would reduce the deficit by more than $300 billion over the next 10 years.
And that's what they estimate is going to happen. So there's nobody cutting Medicaid.
You are spending $318 billion to make tax cuts for corporations permanent.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has projected 13 million more Americans will be uninsured over the same 10-year span if the mandate is repealed.
How many will lose coverage and have their taxes increased as a result of this bill? That should be a question we're asking.
Republicans insist by doubling the standard deduction and simplifying the tax code, middle-class Americans will see some relief, and many do not want to be forced to buy health insurance.
This is a regressive tax on people who can't afford it and shouldn't be subject to it in the first place. There is broad support among Republican senators to repeal it.
The House is expected to vote on its version of the tax bill Thursday. It does not include the measure to repeal Obamacaire's individual mandate. Mola Lengi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A bill to repeal all of Obamacare failed this summer because it didn't get enough GOP support. The math is the same for the tax bill. Senate Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes. And with all the allegations of sexual harassment swirling around the country, North Dakota leaders say it's time to review the anti-sexual harassment policies for state lawmakers. A legislative committee plans to meet December 6th at the Capitol. They'll discuss policies that have been in place for almost 30 years. Republican House Majority Leader Al Carlson of Fargo is the head of that committee. He says the time is right to review and perhaps update the state's policies. Carlson and other legislative leaders in the state say they are not aware of any sexual harassment allegations ever occurring in the legislature. Carlson adds sexual harassment will not be tolerated. East Grand